Hello everyone, welcome to the second practice question of the week. This is question number 4 on the 2017 release questions. And this one just takes a little bit of remembering what these different functions look like. So I'm going to help you review what they are and kind of make some notes, something that you could do when you're doing your testing as well. So in this question, it says, which scatter plot represents the data that would be best modeled by a quadratic function? So remember, a scatter plot is just a series of points. It's not necessarily going to form a straight line or an absolute value or a quadratic, but you gotta know what those different graphs look like. So I'm gonna use my notes up here, and I'm gonna say, okay, I know I've learned all of these different graphs, so I know I've learned a linear function, and obviously that's going to form a straight line. So when I'm looking at these scatter plots, if the line of best fit, that line that kind of goes through the center of the data, is a line, that's not going to be one of those quadratic functions. Now, another type of function that we've learned about this year is an absolute value function. And if you remember that, the absolute value looks like a V shape. So I'm going to just type in V shape. And then this is what we're currently learning with these quadratics. So remember, a quadratic function is a parabola, and that's going to be a U-shaped graph. And then the last function that we've learned about is exponential. And remember, exponential kind of looks like half of a parabola. It kind of curves up a little bit along the x-axis and then goes up. So we're going to say half of a U for lack of a better description. So half of a U. Okay, so if it helps you to kind of make these notes when you're doing the graph or when you're doing these types of questions, you're welcome to use that notes right up there just to kind of lay out what you remember, just to give you a reference when you get to these types of questions. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And let's go ahead and take a look at these scatter plots. So here, when I'm looking at the scatter plot, my line of best fit, and if you can see my arrow right there, that looks pretty close to a line. So I would say A is not going to be an example of a quadratic function. Remember, quadratic is going to be a U shape. Okay, let's look at this one right here. It's C, so it goes a little bit out of order, but it's the next one, next to A. So if I start at this here and I kind of go up, can you kind of see how that could curve up? Very similar to like a parabola or an exponential function. But this is kind of in the running for being a quadratic. So we're going to keep C in mind. And let's go ahead and take a look at B. So I'm going to move over my notes. So B starts up here and it's going to kind of go down. And it's going to be pretty close to a straight line. So I would say that would be a linear function. And then over here, very similar to C, where it's that negative slope is going down, but it's going to be more of that straight line. So when I make those lines the best fit, kind of make that imaginary line that goes through the center of the data, I can see that really the only answer that makes the most sense would be choice C, where you do see part of that parabola. So I'm going to indicate choice C, and that is the correct answer. So hopefully that helps out. If you need anything, please let your algebra teacher know. We'll be happy to help out. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel or watch the other recordings so you can be more familiar with the other types of problems you may see. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.